In this lesson, we'll see how we can retrieve the bookmark created on this screen on the bookmarks list screen and update the list with this new bookmark. But before that, let's update our error messages to be a little more helpful to the user. Replace is empty with cannot be empty for both errors. Now, when both input fields have valid inputs, we need to return to the previous screen with the new bookmark. To return to the previous screen, Flutter's navigation class provides a pop method which needs a build context. Since moving to a new screen involves the push method, moving back to a screen involves a pop method. If we observe carefully, we see that the pop method also has another definition which allows us to optionally pass in another object of any type. Since we want to send our newly created bookmark object back, let's put that bookmark object here. On the bookmarks page, let's move the navigation call to a new method called onAddButtonPressed. Since we are returning a bookmark object back from the widget that was created using a root inside this method, we can access the returned object using this call. This is because the push method actually has a return type of future dynamic, which means that an object of any type can be returned from it sometime in the future. The future type in Dart is simply used to represent a potential value or error that will be available at some time in the future. So we change the return type of this object from void to future and add the return keyword before the push statement. Since we did not need the result earlier, the return type earlier was void. Now when the user presses the Done button on the Add Bookmark page, no matter how much time the user spends on that screen, the result of this action would be stored in this result variable here. A future represents the result of an asynchronous operation. Hence, whenever we are dealing with futures, we need to declare the statement that's expecting a future result with the await keyword. The await keyword implies that code execution cannot go beyond this awaited statement until it completes its execution. Moreover, await statements can only be used inside methods that are marked with the async keyword. Hence, we add the async keyword to the onAddButtonPressed method, where async stands for asynchronous. Once this result is available, we can add it to our existing list of bookmarks, but it would be better to check if the result is non-null and of the type bookmark so that we don't run into any errors. Again, it's important to understand that the code execution would reach line 32 only after execution of line 30 has been completed, no matter how long it takes. All of this is possible because of the await keyword. Now we can hot reload the app and add a new bookmark, but we wouldn't notice any changes in the bookmarks list because even though we add the bookmark to the bookmarks list, we never notify the app of the change in state using setState. Hence, to be able to do that, we convert our stateless bookmarks page to a stateful widget. Once we have wrapped the change in bookmarks list inside setState, everything seems to be in order. As seen previously, converting a stateless widget to a stateful widget leads to an error thrown by hot reload. So to fix that, just hot reload again. But adding a new bookmark at this point would still not reflect the new bookmark in the bookmarks list. The reason for this being the implementation of our bookmarks list widget. In the bookmarks list widget, even though we will receive the updated bookmarks list once set state is called, we only use the first two items from the bookmarks list to populate the list view that is responsible for displaying these bookmarks. Hence, instead of statically using indexes from the bookmarks list, let's create a new list that can be used here instead. So we create a new method that returns a list of bookmark list item widget. Here we iterate over every bookmark in the bookmarks list and add them to this list of bookmark list item widget. This kind of a for loop is called the for in form of iteration and can be used on iterable classes such as lists and sets. For every bookmark in the list, we use that bookmark to create a bookmark list item widget, and then finally we return this list of widgets. As the final step, we replace the static list of two bookmark list item widgets as the children of the list view with this method call that returns the list of bookmark list item widgets with the bookmarks in the bookmarks list. Now, when we hot reload and add a new bookmark, let's say for Quora's homepage, we observe that the list gets updated immediately with this new bookmark added to the bottom of the list.